Hey y'all, what's going on? This is Jackie, and today I'm making a video talking about hospital mergers and the impact that they have on the communities. So I saw an article and it was talking about the consequences of hospital consolidations on local economies, healthcare providers, and patients. And basically, this article is spot on. This article talks about a lot of things, but three of the main points that it touches on is that when hospitals consolidate, so like let's say you have a tenant, let's say you have a small town and you have a tenant hospital, you have a ACA hospital, and then you have a private hospital. It's not a part of any system. It's just on its own. If tenant were to consolidate with the private hospital, instead of having three hospitals, now you only have two hospitals to choose from. And by doing that, it reduces the competition because you went from three hospitals to two hospitals. And now the hospitals can get a higher reimbursement rate from the insurance companies because instead of three hospitals, it's only two, right? So that's one of the things that it does. The second is like, let's say you have a small town and tenant consolidates with the private hospital. You going from three hospitals to two hospitals. Now it reduces the competition among the healthcare workers, and it also lowers the wages, right? Because if you had three hospitals, if you as a secretary, you had three hospitals you could work at. You work at tenant, you could work at the ACA, or you can work at the private hospital. You had three hospitals. Now you only got two because tenant and the private hospital have merged. So it has reduced your, where you can work, but it also may more than likely reduce your pay. And we've seen that in like certain areas. I forgot what they call it. It's a name for it, but you may have, because I know it happened in Arizona because my mom got she won. It was a class action lawsuit, but the hospitals had got together. So the different hospitals, so like let's say you had a tenant in a ACA, they had got together and said, look, we only gonna pay the nurses $25 an hour. I'm just picking a number, okay? We're not gonna pay the nurses higher than that. You can't do that because they were colluding. The hospitals were colluding, and so I'm not saying that is common, but it does happen. And so, they had got together and colluded and said, okay, we're not gonna pay the nurses more than $25 an hour. But you can't do that because now they're both suppressing the wages. It's bad enough that, if it's bad enough if they only have two options to choose from, but now you're colluding to keep the salary low. So that's why, hospital consolidations are usually not a good thing. And then the third reason is the patient care becomes limited. So if you have, once again, same scenario, you have three hospitals, you have a tenant, you have ACA, you have a private hospital. The patient had three options to choose from for a hospital, right? To go and get care. Well, now if the tenant takes over the private hospital, now you only have two. You only have two options. That's it. And so it limits the care for the patient. And so it does have an impact on communities. Down here, the hospital down here, when I got hired, it was a private hospital, and then it merged, with another hospital. And eventually, because it took some years for it to happen, but eventually it merged with them, and they took over. And at first, I would say it wasn't really a big problem because down here we have tenants, we have ACAs, we have Baptists. I'm trying to think who else we have down here. And then, of course, we have private hospitals. So in this South Florida, there's a lot of hospitals. And South Florida is not just three counties, it's actually five counties. Um, it's Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, Stewart, and not Stewart, I'm sorry, Martin County and St. Lucie County. Like that's literally really the South Florida. But so it's a lot of hospitals down here, but a lot of them are part of that. They're part of the ACA, the tenant, Oh, and Cleveland Clinic, can't forget them. We got Cleveland Clinic down here as well. So there are a lot of hospitals. And so, one hospital merging with another might not have the impact that it would do if it was just three hospitals, but it does have an impact. And then I think one of the reasons why a lot of hospitals can't get employees is because if you work, like let's say you work for a tenant hospital and you get fired or you quit or whatever, you can't go back there. They won't hire you anywhere else for like at another, like let's say you get fired from working at a tenant. You can't work anywhere else. Like you can't work at another tenant. You're basically blackballed, which I think is the craziest thing. I mean, I understand why they do it, but I think it's crazy. It should be like after a certain number of years, they should lift that because the healthcare pool is small. Like when you really, really think about it, the healthcare pool is small. And if you fire, let's say it's 100 healthcare workers in the pool and you fire 10 of them and they can never work for you ever again. And then you have, other healthcare workers there at other hospitals, they're at doctor's offices, they're at clinics, they're at, other places. Now you only got 20 to pull from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think hospitals, I think that, yeah, if somebody does something, they get fired, they can't work there for 5 years. They can't work at, another facility of yours for 5 years. And then after that, lift it up. Because I think that's contributing to why a lot of these companies can't hire. They have staffing shortage because they fire people. And they like, you can never work here ever again, which, so, but that's just me. That's just one of the things that people never speak on as being one of the contributors as why there's a staffing shortage in healthcare. All right, that's all I got for you. If you have any questions, you can put them below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.